Welcome back to episode 41 in the Youthful Revolution series, featuring Immortal DC. It is again time to look forward, figure out some of the tactics, the bans, the players who is gonna stay and leave, and we will today start with the bans and also looking at the unbans, because I think it's a good way to figure out, well, first of all, what tactic that I'm thinking about next season, and that also leads into what sort of players we might want to keep, which one we might want to... I mean, I'm not too focused on that, but it's definitely a good indication of some places we might need more players depending on the tactic we're gonna use next season. So, the bans. Well, obviously, the 4-2-3-1, it's gonna be banned, right? The fullbacks are banned, the ball-playing defenders, the sweeper keeper, ball-winning midfielder, regista, attacking midfielder, inside forwards, and pressing forward up top here. That is banned next season, along with, of course, last season's most used, which is the, well, this version of the 4-2-2-2 asymmetric. That one is also banned, but... well, we do have the other one coming back in, so these we could use again. The winger on the right hand side here, the insert, yeah, you can see it, right? So the defensive midfielder on the left, we could use that again, Volante as well, so yeah, that's pretty interesting. But coming back to the 4-2-3-1 here again, balanced mentality is banned next season, which is not good, because I think balance might be the best mentality to use. Just overall, specifically saying that I think balanced is the best one. In possession, oh boy, what are we gonna do here? Alright, this is gonna be a massive gamble. Because I think playing in higher tempo is... do I really? No, I don't want to do that. I think just playing on higher tempo is always gonna be better. There is just a couple of things in the match engine that is just always gonna be better. I think pass into space and higher tempo is probably the most important out of all of these. So I don't really want to ban it, because just... cutting one leg off when I know that I should not cut my leg off is just stupid, isn't it? It's just stupid. I think instead I'm gonna ban both of these in here. On the lap, on both of them. I'm gonna ban both of them. I don't need to do that, but you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Should I do that? Nah, let's just ban on the lap on the right hand side. So that is not allowed to use next season. Well, you know what? In possession, oh sorry, in transition, I think we should try and do it now. I don't think it's gonna be better, and that's again, I'm cutting my leg off here, or at least part of my leg here, because I know playing on counters are just the best to do. But we are gonna ban counters next season. So yeah, that might be problematic, because I just think counters is one of the best things to do. I think counter press is better than the counter, and just not to repeat myself every single year of just taking the roll out, or whatever else we have in here. I think we're gonna try and ban the counter this time around. I feel like I'm comfortably saying that we can probably stay up. I think we can stay in the best league while we still don't counter. So yeah, counter is gonna be banned as well. So question is, do I feel comfortable about taking out... see, here's again, the two best things in here, or the three best things. Much higher line, higher press, and also press more often. I don't feel comfortable taking any of those out. I think they're just too good to take out. It's just part of the match engine. It's just, if you take that out, you are gonna absolutely struggle. You know, you're just gonna... again, why would I cut a leg off when I know that I'm cutting a leg off? It doesn't really make sense to me. No matter what kind of tactic I would be applying here, no matter what kind of formation I would be applying, I would really like to have those in. So I'm gonna be a little bit boring with this one, also because we did take out the counter attack. So I'm gonna take out invite crosses instead. I think we're gonna take out invite crosses. It's the boring one, but you know what? It actually kind of worked out for us this season. So yeah, let's ban invite crosses. So for the next season, what I'm thinking right now is something like a 4-3-3. It is very similar to what we played in the was it the second season we played with this? Maybe it was the third season, I don't remember anymore, but we definitely have played with something very similar to this, with a target forward, inverted wingers because we can play inside forwards, central midfielders. I don't think we have a lot of central midfielders, but we do have a couple. One defensive midfielder, a couple of wing backs, and central defenders and goalkeeper. I honestly don't think this is as good as what we just played last season, but we are limited by the roles more than the formation, I would say. I think what we had last season with the inside forwards, the fullbacks, the ball-playing defenders and stuff like that is way better than the counterpart here, but we have to deal with it, and this is how we're gonna do it, I think. 4-3-3. Hopefully that is gonna be, like I said so many times, very often what I choose to begin with is often what I keep doing for the rest of the season. But that's not the case from last season, right? We actually changed formation like 10 games in. We changed formation to the other tactic that we are, the 4-2-3-1. We did play with a 5 in the back last season to begin with, so I did change my mind, but maybe I don't do it this season. We'll see, but this is my thought process so far. And when it comes to the players, it's very similar to the last one. Tackle harder, inverted wingers got hold up, sit narrow, close down more, tackle harder, mark specific positions. Central midfielders take more risk, cross more often. They're gonna run. They are often gonna run on the outside actually. Dribble, at least from what I have seen in the FM24. Dribble more, get further forward, and tackle harder. So one thing we do have to change here is that we're gonna dribble a bit more with the ball. So the central midfielders definitely need to be okay with dribbling. Defensive midfielder just tackle harder. Wingbacks got stay wider, tackle harder, cross from byline, and also get further forward. And wingbacks, at least again from what I can tell, they also dribble more with the ball. So also important that our wingbacks is at least somewhat decent with the ball when it comes to dribbling. I'm not too sure about Hopfer, but definitely Ramirez on the other side can do that. Central defenders, yeah, I guess you could argue that's actually better than ball-playing defenders when you don't have ball-playing defenders. But it's just the ball-playing defender, the role seems to just do better for some reason inside the match engine. So I don't know, man. I was like thinking maybe going libero on both of them, but that's also a little bit crazy going libero on both of them, and then also wingbacks just bumping up the lines. That might be too much. That might be way too much. Goalkeeper is definitely also not as good as the sweeper keeper, in my opinion. But again, it's not a big loss. It's not a massive deal here. What is a massive deal is that we can play with a balanced mentality. I think we're gonna go attacking for the most part. We might go positive as well, but attacking is what I'm thinking right now to up the tempo quite a bit. But we are probably gonna be mostly possession based, but with the dribbling part in there, so we are running at people. So in possession, I am going for run and defense. Otherwise, it's basically the same as last season. I just took out focus down the right and left because our wingbacks are gonna be way further up, so we can't really play too much through the right and left hand side. We would rather just do whatever. Wherever there's gonna be space, we want to play through, right? And also dribble through. But otherwise, it's the same as last season. Transition, also the same, except from not countering. Out of possession is the same, except from prevent short goalkeeping and taking out in wide crosses. So that's about it. That's what my thought process is right now for the season, or the next season when it comes to the tactic. So let's talk about our players and who we're gonna think is gonna stay and who is gonna leave and who is gonna be the first choice, the second choice, the third choice and stuff like that, starting with the goalkeepers. And I do believe that the highlighted players here is the players to be staying next season. 3 goalkeepers. We do have 6 in total right now. Beck, I think he's gonna be number 1. I don't really see that Janine is gonna be second, but Janine is probably, well, yeah, what I'm trying to say is I don't think Janine is gonna be anything but the second choice. But yeah, Beck and Janine, the 2 most important to name here, and also Andrade. I think Andrade, well, our youngster here, he could be the 3rd option. And while and then I think Ludivina here, I think we're gonna send him out on loan again if we can. And the other 2 is listed for transfer because they're, well, one of them is probably just gonna be released, and the other one here, Borges, I don't think he's ever becoming good enough, so we might as well try and sell him with only 1 year left on his contract. So that is the goalkeepers. I think we're looking fine. Nothing to worry about here. Fullbacks, or well, wingbacks on the left-hand side, we might be struggling a bit, but let's go through them here. So the highlighted players are the ones that I think is good enough to play a wingback on the left-hand side. Ramirez, obviously, first choice. Absolutely, he is a first choice. Then we got a couple that are, well, someone like Vanderson, right? He can play over there, and he has also done okay on that spot, but he's definitely not a natural in that spot. Same with Balbino, not quite a natural on the left-hand side. They are more on the right-hand side. Then we got Rodriguez, who is out on loan. He is showing promising signs, but I'm not too sure if I want to sell him, if I want to keep him, if I want to loan him out. I'm not too sure about that yet. He's probably not quite good enough to be a second option right now. Or maybe he is. It's hard to tell. He's more of a defensive option, of course. And we also got Pereira, another one that is he gonna be good enough for this? I'm not too sure. And yeah, so that might be the case where we maybe want to go out and get a fullback, well, sorry, a wingback on the left-hand side to kind of take up that second slot. where Ramirez is the first slot. I think Rodriguez and also Pereira could be fine as a third option, either of them. But as a second option, I'm not too sure about that. Wingbacks on the right-hand side, on the other hand, got plenty of options. Maybe not the highest quality in the world. I have actually Tom Reinhardt on that spot as well. But honestly, yeah, well, he could play out there. Obviously, he could play out there. But I just don't feel like he is gonna be as good out there as he has as a central defender. So I'm gonna say that he's probably not one of the 3 options I'm looking for over there. Hopper, on the other hand, yeah, he's the starter. I am still gonna say that he is gonna be good enough, the captain here. I think, I mean, he's very consistent in what he does. So I'm very happy with that. And the next one is more of a question mark to me. It could be Balbino. I think Balbino looked fairly okay as the second option. I think he is becoming good enough to be that second option now. So he could be the second option. Also Vanderson could be that second option or third option. So I don't actually think we need anyone over here. Even the youngsters, we got Fernando, we got Luis Stark, sorry, what about, and Mourinho, and we also have Rodriguez, who is natural on that right-hand side. Some of them definitely going out on loan, and maybe also one of them we might be able to sell. But honestly, I would rather keep them and develop them a little bit further. But if someone is coming in for one of them, I would sell one of them. But yeah, no problems on the fullback right-hand side here. Maybe just only in quality. I think Hopfer is... He's okay, he's fine, but if we're looking for a higher quality, we could find someone here, I think. We could get higher quality on the right-hand side, but I don't think we need to do it. And then we come to the central defenders, and I have only marked 3 of them. Why? Well, that is the 3 main guys next season as well, I think. Tom Reinhardt, Adrio, and Reis. Of course, any of these could be sold, but I hope not. I think they're good enough to be staying here. So yeah, that's the 3 main guys, and then we have a couple of other options here. It could be Milo, it could be Petrov, it could be Bruno, it could be Milono. Now that is the players that I kind of want to keep or loan out or something like that with. And we also have a new guy coming in that I already pre-transfer deal, which we will look at later on. But we got plenty of options for that 4th spot, because I only really need 4 central defenders. The rest of them either playing in the under 19th or going out on loan. I'm not too sure which one of these guys is going to be the 4th option right now, but it could be Petrov, it could be Bruno. I think that's probably the 2 main ones that I'm looking at. Or Milo. Milo also looks fairly decent. I think he has developed a lot out on loan, so he could also be that 4th choice. He looks good, right? And he's also left-footed, which we do need actually. So it could be Ronaldinho, or it could be one of the other guys here. But I think we're fine. I don't think we need to go out and find anyone for the central defense area. Defensive midfielders is, well, it's an interesting one actually, because we got a lot of players that can play defensive midfielders right now. But I do also think not all of these are best in this position. And if I were to be very harsh here, and with the way we are gonna play next season, I think Ludwig and potentially Anderson and maybe Traoré is the 3 guys here. And I'm not too sure if we got enough quality in that spot right now. Also Diego Nunes is probably good enough, but he's not a... The thing is, most of these guys are not really defensive midfielders as much as they are roaming playmakers or deep-lying playmakers or stuff like that. They're not really defensive-minded, any of them. I think Ludwig is probably the only one that has some somewhat decent numbers to playing a ball-winning midfielder, defensive midfielder role. But his marking is the only one that is... I mean, his tackling is just not there. It's only 7, but... Again, I think he's a good enough player to do it, and he's definitely defensive-minded in all his other attributes, right? But I think Johan Andersen is a defensive-minded, or sort of defensive-minded midfielder. I think he could be good enough, but I'm not too sure yet. Diego Nunes, he's definitely not a defensive midfielder, but he could play there. Traoré, I don't know. It's like, is he gonna be good enough? I don't know. And then we also have a couple like João Paulo. He is already sold. I've already sold him. I just haven't shown you. But we will get money for him when the transfer is opening, so he's not going to be around. Ugarte, I don't think Ugarte is going to be playing there. I think he's going to be playing as a central midfielder instead. Same with Gonçalves. Gonçalves is probably going to be one of the backups for the central midfielder roles. So while he could play down there, I don't really want him to be the defensive midfielder. So we got a lot of players in here, and I don't really see a lot of defensive midfielders. I think we're fine, right? I think if we are just focusing on having a really good player there, and then whatever is gonna pop up as that second or third choice is gonna be fine. As long as we have really good player there, which we do have in Ludwig, then we're fine. Central midfielders, and we do need a lot of them, because we are probably gonna be playing with 2 central midfielders, and actually, we don't have that many of them. It does look like we have a lot, but we don't really have that many that are natural in the central midfielder role, at least not how I see it. I think Ugarte is going to be a starter next season. I think he's going to have one of those 2 spots, and I do also think the other one is going to be Calhau. Alexandro Calhau is one of our own intakes, and I think he is going to be an excellent central midfielder. So I think that those 2 are probably going to be the 2 starting players. And then we also have someone like Cesar, who he's more of an attacking midfielder. We should probably play him as a Masila or Marcella, or what, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry guys, I don't. And then Gonçalves, who is also probably central midfielder, more attacking minded, which is fine. So we do have enough players we can play here. Also a youngster called Heine Janssen, who is... he looks okay, but I don't think he's quite there yet for first team. And then we have a lot of defensive midfielders or something that could play there, but not quite fit that type of role for me. So it's not out of... I mean, I don't think we need quality. I think Calhau and Ugarte is quality already. I think they're fine for that role. But I'm not too sure about Cesar and Gonçalves as backups. I think Gonçalves is fine, but Cesar, I'm not too sure about that one. I mean, I would probably rather see him as one of the, Ramdeuter inside forward kind of type out here instead, inverted winger on attack, right? I think he could do that role a lot better than playing as a central midfielder. So it's more of a question, that 4th kind of spot. And we might also need a 5th and 6th player, just because we are playing so many central midfielders. So we definitely need a bit more than what we have now. It's just a question of, do we go out and buy someone who is a youngster who is very, very, very good, even better than Ugarte or even better than Calhau? I'm not even sure if we can get that. So we might just look for maybe using one of the players we already have more as a central midfielder than what they... Here's the thing, do we want to go out and spend big money on something that doesn't really increase our strength, rather than just trying to trying to use what we have? Because we do have a lot that could potentially become a central midfielder. So that's what I'm trying to, say here. I think I'm more inclined to go toward maybe using someone... I actually forgot about Monterio here. Oh yeah, he could actually... he could be an interesting one, right? He could be one of the choices here. I think he would be good enough as a central midfielder on attack here. I mean, he doesn't have the tackling, but otherwise, he's also not very fast. Well, he got pace 12. You know what? I think he could be good enough. I think Monterio might be one of those that I forgot about that actually could be okay as the backup 4th or 5th choice. But yeah, what I'm trying to say here is, I think we got what we need here. It's just a question of how good are they in central midfield roles. Inverted wingers on the left-hand side. I think we got plenty of options here. Now, the 2 main guys that I want to... Actually, I think we got 3 main guys, actually. Moise, Iba, they are probably the 2 best options over there. And then we also got Hisham Saeed, who played a couple of games. Well, that was as an attacking midfielder. I think he could also be good enough to play as an inverted winger on the left-hand side. He definitely got the technique and first touch and stuff like that. Also very good agility and balance, which I really like to see in inverted wingers. So I think he's going to be the 3rd option over there. Then we got someone like Correa. I have transfer listed him. I don't think he's worth the 5.5k I'm giving him. I would rather take the money, to be honest. So yeah, there is that. Then we also got a couple of youngsters in Pereira. He looks really, really good. This guy could be very good, right? I mean, this guy looks excellent as a 17-year-old. So we do have options further down the list as well here. Jao Akra, another youngster who could potentially also be very good in the future, but he needs a lot more development time. And then we also have a couple that we probably want to loan out, like Diego Nunes, Hugo, also Miguel here. We probably got a couple that we do want to loan out. Not all of them are actually inverted wingers, but just, shown here because they can play out there. But yeah, I think we got what we need on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, as an inverted winger, we also got plenty of options, I would say. We got Gregor Lin probably as the first choice over there, but he is an injury prone, so we do need to probably have more options over here. Iber is also over here because I think he is as good on the right-hand side as he is on the left-hand side. Cesar, I think Cesar is probably the second option over here. He might even take the spot from Gregor Lin down the line. I think Cesar is just a very good player, and I think he can play everywhere. Anywhere in these spots, I think he can do really well. I'm not too sure where he's best, probably as an attacking midfielder, but since we're not playing with that, he probably needs to adapt a little bit. So yeah, Cesar is probably second option, and then third option, well, I guess Ibar, but also Fragoas could be that third option, and we could also loan him out. And then we also have Penguinhar, who is still here, and he's still got a fairly long contract. I would actually like to sell him, but maybe not this season, so again, probably loaning out Penguinhar. But he could also be that third option. He's definitely good enough to be the third option, I would say. So yeah, plenty of options. Gonçalves, one of the youngsters. Again, probably someone we are gonna loan out when he's getting old enough. He's not quite old enough to do that. They need to be 17 years old. But it's also a half-decent inverted winger, or... Well, he could play inverted winger, but he's probably more of a winger type. But yeah, anyway, I think we're also good over here. I don't really see a reason why we would go out and try and get someone who's really good on this spot either. And finally, up top, we do have plenty who can play there. But honestly, if we're playing a target forward, now here's the thing, we can play a pressing forward and we cannot play an advanced forward, which I feel like the third best option is probably a target forward. And I think the only one out of all of these that I have kind of marked down as strikers here that we do have at the club is probably De Paula. I don't think any of the other guys is capable of playing target forward, or for that matter playing in a solo striker situation. I think De Paula is the only one I would trust to actually do that. So while I think Moise, Iber, Jurgensen, Said, and yeah, even Penguinhar, Correa, any of those guys, Fernandes down here, also Oliveira, all of these guys are not quite either good enough or can play a target forward role. I think the only one is De Paula. So I could potentially try and get rid of maybe someone like Jurgensen. I mean, if we could get money for Jurgensen, like a good amount of... I don't think we can. You know what? I think I'd rather keep him. If we can only get 300k, I would rather keep him and have him as a backup. But I do believe that we probably need someone to rival De Paula this season. I think we could upgrade in the striker. If there is one place for this transfer window where we probably could upgrade, I would say it probably might be the striker area. As much as I like De Paula, I think a very good target forward could be the difference between us getting a 4th place or a 8th place. It could be the difference between that. Now, I think actually someone like Iber could be an okay target forward, couldn't he? Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's just look at him here. Nah, I mean, he's not quite there. I don't think he's a target forward, is he? He doesn't have the bravery or the decision making. No, all the heading for that matter. Yeah, I just remember that he was pretty good in the air, but he's not quite a target forward. But he's not a bad player at all. He can play all 3 spots there for us as a second option. He's probably the second option right now on all 3 spots. So he's definitely going to get his play time, but I don't think he's quite there yet. So I think out of all the places we're looking at right now and all the, different areas, I think the strikers, even with how many we can play up here, or how many that could play up here, I think maybe a very good striker, or someone who can rival Paula, would be the ideal choice. Go out and just find that, I don't know how much money I want to spend, but let's just say up to 4 to 5 million, and find that youngster who is just gonna rival Paula to that spot. That could be something we want to do. So in the end, I think one of the most important things for this window, or this summer window here, is to keep some of our most important players. Ramirez, Ugarte, Moise, basically anyone that I have highlighted here. Of course, if someone is coming in with big money, we will sell them. But it is going to be very hard to actually improve on them. we are looking for buying 19-year-olds, and these guys is very hard to replace if we're buying 19-year-olds. We need to spend as much as we are getting, right? That's the problem now. We need to keep the players that we do have that is really good, and that is gonna be the challenge this summer. Oh my god, it happened. It finally happened. Immortal under 23s league invitation. But I don't understand what's going on here, because we do not have an under 23s team. We have under 19s team. But sorry, so what does that mean? Does that mean we get an extra kind of team here? Do we get an under 23s team as well? I'm not too sure, but this is very, very good. This is excellent. This is incredible. Finally, season 8. We finally get it. I mean, I'm still confused about it, but I will accept it. But I'm really confused about this. But anyway, we're pretty far ahead now. We are 13th of June, so actually it's the start of the transfer window. Nothing happened. It's like a month of nothing happening, because I'm not looking for any players, and we're not looking to selling any players. Well, we're trying to not sell the most important players, so nothing really happened. So this is like... Okay, I didn't see this coming. I thought it would be an under 19th kind of league we will get into. So what will this mean? Who is in this? Who will be in? Well, I guess we'll see when we hit continue next time, but I got a lot of other messages here to go through. Yeah, we have a contract here that is running out from the physio. We are gonna release Claro. I don't think he's worth it. I think I can get someone better. I actually want someone with a higher physio, and yes, he's cheap, but I think we can manage with someone paying like 4 to 500 for someone who got 20. It's just a way better deal here, so we're gonna release him. And we do also have all our loan deals coming back, and some of the players that we did sign a contract with earlier is now getting it renewed, right? Some of them didn't get it renewed before now at the end of the season. So yeah, Rodriguez, Miguel, Ludoviana, Hopper, Ramirez is getting his new contract. There is actually a couple of teams sniffing around with him, but I don't think they are gonna be interested now when he signed a new contract. Vanderson, 4-year contract, and then we are also releasing Pinheiro, Pio, Palmeirao, and Gaubert. So not actually that many. It's only 5 players, so that's not too bad. Immortal contract set to expire, that's next season, and yeah, I don't actually think we want any of those guys either. They are probably going to be the next set of released players. And we also have a couple of staff running out next season. We will take a look at that next season. And the loan players are back in. But what will happen when I hit continue here, I do wonder. What will happen? So I think it's the under 23s playing in that. I'm very confused about that. I am extremely confused. Where is it again? It's here. The league runs from August to June, with games usually taking place on Tuesday evening. Okay, season preview. Can we see? Well, there's nothing in here. Okay, so what? It is the Portuguese under 23s Premier League. So it should be the best one actually, which I'm glad that we're getting into the best one. But we don't have an under 23s kind of team, so I don't know what that actually. Do that mean that let's see the fixtures here. No, I only got the friendlies in here. What about the B team? No, there's nothing in here. There's nothing in here. I wonder what that means. Because who is gonna play those? Is it our under 19th team? Is it the main squad? Is it the B team? I don't quite get that, but I guess we'll figure that out because we have accepted that, so hopefully it will work out when we get to it. Okay then, so the transfer is open and we do have those 2. I only made 2 kind of transfers so far. I think one of them is looking really good. I'm not too sure about the other one, but let's send them on to their intensive Portuguese language course and let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at Tom Lijian first because I don't think he's the best one. So let's take a look at him. He is a striker. Now, is this the striker I was talking about that I wanted to sign? No, not at all. This is like just a cheap option that I could sign for free, right? It's just one of those deals that I just get for free. And it is actually kind of a It's like I was looking at him and I was thinking with his numbers, I was like, okay, I can get him for free. I need to pay him 1.7k or something like that, right? That's fine. 19-year-old German, I can sell him back to Germany in a year or maybe 2 years' time. I think that's gonna be worth it. Now, there is one glaring issue with this guy, and that is that he is an injury prone, and I wouldn't sign an injury prone for my own team. So this guy is not for my team. I will loan him out and I will sell him on later on. I have no plans on using this guy ever in my team because of his injury proneness. I don't want to make someone that is injury prone part of my team. So especially not a red injury prone, but I will loan him out and hopefully we can get a good deal for him later on. For 0, I think we can. I think if we can get 1 million for this guy or something like that, it was all worth it, right? Then it would have been all worth it. But we're gonna loan him out. We're actually gonna put him on the development list. There we go. Done deal. He is gonna be loaned out. But the other guy here, who is called Ifinai, and he is a Nigerian. I think he's from Germany as well, isn't he? No, he's actually from Denmark. Yeah, I signed him up from Denmark, from Helsingør, right? Yeah, 20 games over there. 7.54 in the Danish Nordic Bet Liga, which is the second best liga. He looks good. I think this guy is the 4th choice. I think he is our 4th best central defender. Or maybe even he's better than Reis. I think he's maybe the 3rd best. And he also got a fairly strong left foot, so he could also play on the left-hand side. Light-hearted, unflappable, perfect, right? That's perfect. Yeah, Model Citizen is one of the only one that is better than light-hearted, but unflappable is probably also maybe the 2nd best media handling style. Very good agility, that's nice to see. He's fairly good in the air, jumping reach of 14. Oh yeah, his heading is only 8. That's one of his weaknesses, but he's very well-rounded. Composure 9, concentration 8, also slight issues, of course. But overall, just a very good player, and I definitely think he's gonna be good for us. Only 18, so he can still develop quite a bit over the next 2 or maybe 3 years. I think this is a very good signing for absolutely nothing, right? Another one of those. I love those deals. It's always nice. And even better, he could also play as an inverted wingback or a complete wingback or just back up to Hopfer. Do I want to play him out there? No, it's like Reinhardt, right? I don't really want to play my central defenders on a fullback area unless I really need to. I would rather have someone on the wingback areas that is way better at crossing and also way better at maybe dribbling and stuff like that. So I don't think I want to play him out there, but he's almost as good as Hopfer on that wingback area. That is worth a mention. That is definitely worth a mention. So I think this is as a free signing, it's one of the better free signings we have ever done. Wow, so again, the board is upgrading our staff area, and this time around they're giving us, what? They're giving us 5 more coaching staff in the main squad. That's a lot. Also 1 more physio. That is also very good. So we probably need to go out and get 2 new physios and also a couple, I mean, I might as well get better staff. I think it's probably worth, I'm not sure if I want 14 coaching staffs, but then again, if I can get them on, you know, around 1,000 in wages, that might be worth it. It might be worth having 5 extra staff members, around 5k in total. That might be worth it. Just for the load of the training, right? The training load, so to speak. 1 more, no, we have just, no, it's the same scouts, and we have 1 more recruitment analyst as well. What about the, oh, so we do get an under 23 team. I just don't see it over here because I haven't set up, oh, wait. Responsibilities go into training. Oh, there it is, youth team training, but it's like you can't do anything here. What? That's so strange. Oh, there it is. No, it's here, right? You can't see it. I wonder what's going on here. Wait, can I do that? No. Set all to staff members. Set all recommendation staff members. And take control yourself. I can't control it. What is going on with this? That is so strange. I don't think I've ever seen that before. What about if we go into the overview here and then we go into, oh yeah, it's probably because we don't have any staff members down there right now. Oh, we definitely want that. Oh yeah, okay, so oh wow, we need a lot of staffs. Wow, we need a lot of staff. We need to make the under 23s the best under 23s in Portugal, right? That is what we want. We're gonna spend so much more money, and we are also in need of probably Actually, right now, what I'm thinking right now is we probably want to buy a lot of youngsters, so we can move some of the under 20, some of the under 19s up to the under 23s and bring in a ton of new talents and players for the under 19s. All the best I can find for money that I can buy, we probably want to bring them in, because all of a sudden we have a league option, right? We have a league, we have more staff members to train them, we can just accelerate how many players we can buy and sell each season now, and we definitely want to start on that. So all of a sudden this summer transfer completely changed direction. We definitely need to do that. But first off, we need to find a lot of staff members as well. That's for sure. But let's go back to the page over out here. Wow, I think I might need 3 episodes in this summer, because there's gonna be a lot happening here. So we got 9 staff members we can get: 1 assistant, 1 manager, 2 physios, 1 sports scientist, and 1 analyst. I think we need a full one. Oh, we need like double the amount of staff wages here. That's crazy. Wow, we are gonna spend big on this. And also the under 19s, let's just see. Oh, they actually lost one of their under 19 coaches. Okay, that's a bit random. Didn't see that one coming. But yeah, wow, this is massive. This is absolutely massive. Wow, I got some work to do here. Oh, right, so loan offers are also being made here. Now, that also changes how we are loaning out our players, because we probably don't want to loan out a lot of players anymore. We want to use them ourselves in the under 23s. So also need to remember that now. We have one, well, I say we, but it's I have won Manager of the Year. So yeah, in the Premier Manager of the Year award here. That is, yeah, that's very good, isn't it? I really, 58% win ratio in the league, 34 matches, absolutely stunning. 42, I'm definitely not 42 in real. I don't like seeing that number at all. I am losing some of my gray hair, that's for sure here. Hopfer is in Team of the Year as well. Very good for him. I think that's the first player we have in the Team of the Year. I don't think we had anyone last season. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't remember it if that's the case. But yeah, actually, can we see it in here? Can we like go back to last season? Yes, we can. Yeah, we don't have anyone in there, do we? No. Yeah, that was old Benfica and Porto. But this season, we do manage to get one in there, and it is Hopfer. Well done, Hopfer. Good for our captain. We got a signing for 400,000. Pablo Cabero. I think he's Portuguese, isn't he? Let's quickly... No, he's Spanish. So, yeah, play a breakthrough prospect here. He's gonna have a contract for 4 years, it actually is. Fairly good deal for him. 850 pounds, not cheap, but not that expensive either. He is gonna be probably a third choice wingback, right? Third choice wingback. At least that is what I'm thinking right now. Take control of this player, individual. Sorry, what? Yes. Maybe they put him in the under 23s. I'm actually gonna move him to these. Yeah, they did. So let's move him to the senior squad instead, because I think he will be part of the senior squad for now. He's probably the best third choice we have, and we do need a lot of wingbacks because they're gonna be running right. What do we? Let's actually go in here and actually send him on an intensive course and also squad registration. Whoops, I need to do this sort of thing, and then we need to find him. He's right there, and then register him. And now we can take a look at him. Sorry I took that long to get there. Now, is he very good? You know, he's definitely one of the best I could get for money. At least for money I wanted to pay. So he's level-headed, fairly professional, young fullback, yeah. Looks for pass rather than attempting to score. Pretty good player trait to have as a wingback. Two-feeted, fairly strong left foot. I like that. So I think he's just a fairly good third choice. Let's actually compare him with Hopfer. Why not? Compare him with Hopfer. Nowhere near Hopfer's levels, but he's not that far from it. He could develop quite a bit here because he's only 18. So he could probably also play a couple of games for the under 23s, which is nice. So I'm fairly happy with this deal. I think it's a pretty good deal, and I think he's worth way more than 400k in just a year or maybe 2 years time. So I'm not too yeah. I'm not too worried about that. I think he has two weaknesses, maybe. Yeah, 2 weaknesses. One is he's not very great in the air. Jumping reach of 9 is not, it's not the best. And maybe the biggest weakness is maybe that his flair is only 5. Because we do want, and also maybe the dribbling on 8. We do want him to get up there, right? As a wingback, we probably want to play him an attack. So flair on 5 is not exactly great. But he do have the stamina to run all day. So that's good. Good teamwork as well. So I like that. Good technique. And also fairly quick. He could definitely get better on that one. Balance is very important as well. Because well, agility and balance is actually quite important because they are receiving the ball a lot. Wingbacks, they are receiving the ball a lot, and it's important they're gonna have the balance and agility to receive the balls. First touch, of course, as well, fairly important. Decision making of 15, so also not terrible in that one. Yeah, I think it's just a good player. And we do get one more wingback in, 125 in total fee here, so not quite as much as the last one, but this guy's also not quite as good as the other guy. So Aurelio, Marco Aurelio here, 4-star potential, so not as good. He is definitely someone that is gonna be in the under 23s. Let's actually see if they put him there. Yes, they did, so that's good. So let's just do, he's a defender on the left-hand side, wingback on the left-hand side. We definitely need it. I'm actually buying for the under 23s as well, directly for the under 23s, and they needed a left back. I didn't have enough, so this is basically a signing for them down there. Yeah, let's squad registration, same deal here. I want them all registered if I can, because why not? So they can actually play in our main squad as well. But this guy, definitely someone who is gonna be down in the under 23s. And he's not terrible. Very good physicals, very good aggression, very good bravery, very good determination, of course. Driven personality, level-headed. Technique and tackling is pretty good. Marking is meh. Passing is very bad. That's one of the really, really bad things about him. First touch is 8, dribbling is 7, crossing is 4. So like you can see here, he needs a lot more development time. Right, I mean a lot more than the other guy. So he's not quite as good, but for the price tag, I think we can easily turn a profit on him, and he's definitely gonna help out the under 23s with. We just needed more wing backs on that left-hand side for them. So yeah, that is not the best signing in the world, but it's not bad either. He's actually Austrian. How about that? Half Brazilian, half Austrian apparently. Interesting one. But anyway, that's him. We got one more signing. Yeah, they are just rolling in right now. So this guy, I cannot pronounce his first name. that's a great. I think he's Polish, but we will take a look at that. Maciejewski, right? 670,000 we pay for this guy. He is a midfielder, so that's gonna be interesting. Now we're gonna send him on an intensive language course, and he do have a fairly cheap. I think this is cheap actually. Overall, his contract is 2.2k, and he's on a breakthrough prospect kind of deal. So, but here's the thing. I think he's gonna go into the senior squad here. I think he's good enough to do that. He could potentially. I think he's gonna be the 4th or 5th choice, something along those lines. The fans are liking him, so that's good. But let's go in and check him out here. So there he is. Let's put him on the. I mean, he's kind of a Masealer, but let's just take the central midfielder role here on support, because that is probably what we would like to play for the most part. Now, there is definitely one glaring thing right there that is not good for us, and that is his tackling is only 5. So he's definitely more of an attacking midfielder than anything. He also do have a couple of other issues, but overall this is a very good deal for us, I think. German. Oh, he's German Polish. Okay, that makes sense. The good thing is he is cheap, right? He's cheap for what we get. I say that with 675 here, but he got some numbers where and also he's German. I do believe this guy is worth at least 3 to 4 million when, you know, we're gonna sell him. So I'm not too worried about that. And him being part of the first team very likely also means he's gonna get a couple of good games for us. So, well, hopefully he's gonna get some good games. But what I'm thinking here is he's probably never gonna be a first choice in there, but I think he's good enough to be the 4th or 5th choice. He got very good technique. He is physically very, very solid. Very good. I mean, half decent pace. Very good acceleration. Very good determination. Off the ball is 13, so he can find, and also 12 vision, so he will find both space and also, well, find some balls for someone else to pick up. I mean, the more I look at him here, I thought he was better when I looked at him the first time around. So maybe I am overpaying a little bit with 675k, but I think it's okay. I think we're fine here. I could end up taking a loss on him or just getting my money back, but that's also okay. I'm okay with taking a chance here. And I definitely needed a midfield. I actually need probably one more midfielder to kind of fill the spaces that I need for the first team. Well, how about that? One more player. I think there's gonna be a lot of players coming in. This is just one more. Now, this guy is also a fullback. We signed one more fullback, and I'm a little bit surprised about that. I didn't think I would actually get this guy. So Kasper Harel, he's a Danish player, 575,000 he's gonna cost us. Quite expensive, I got to say, quite expensive. Now this guy is also a fullback on the right hand side, so he is probably gonna be the second option, not the other guy we signed. He might be bumped down to the under 23s now, because this guy is definitely better. So that's the thing. Now, what I will say about this is it's expensive as hell, 4.5k in wages, and that might be a little bit too much. But here's the thing, I do think this guy's gonna be worth it overall. He's definitely upping the quality on that right hand side, which we did need, right? The other guy we brought in on that fullback area, he wasn't really that quality. He was just a third choice kind of thing. This guy is definitely better quality. Impact sub kind of agreed playing time, so that's good. Let's make sure that he also get the course for the Portuguese. Also squad registration here for Kasper Harel, good. Now let's take a look at him. Yeah, there is again a couple of issues here, and I would say there are two, maybe three issues. One of them is that his personality is balanced, which is not great. Media friendly is also not that good actually. So his media handling and personality is not great. That's probably the biggest issue for me. The second biggest issue is probably his tackling is only 5. This guy is not good when it comes to defensive duties. That is where Hopfer is so much better, right? Well, sort of, because this guy is also very good in teamwork. He's very good in, well, half decent in stamina and work rate. So he is, he also got the aggression and stuff like that. But I'm worried about having aggression and low tackling and also low marking, because that means they are subject to doing a couple of red cards here and there. So, yeah, he's not quite as good as Hopfer, but if we are to compare them here, I think, and also his dribbling, I like that he had dribbling. That's one of the main things about him. Yeah, there we go, Hopfer. So yeah, he's not far from Hopfer's levels. He's not as good as Hopfer, but he is definitely a worthy shout when it comes to the second option in there now. So I think this guy as a second option is fantastic. 18 years old, right? He does cost us a lot of money, and it's kind of funny that Hopfer is on 625 and this guy is on 4.5k. But that's just how it is. But yeah, I think this guy's gonna be a very good second option. So I'm fairly pleased with it, and I also do think that at some point somebody will come in for this guy for a lot of money. I think that's also going to happen. So again, I'm not worried about this money here. I think, again, these players, Danish, English, whatever, Japanese, whatever it is, they will also bring us in some, especially if we could get, I'm actually looking at some Japanese players, but there is something about bringing in other players from other nations. They will also bring you revenue from outside, like outside of because of TV stuff and all of that kind of jazz. You know what? I'm just happy about this deal because he's just a very good player. Yeah, I just like him. I just like him. And it is also another Danish player at our club, which is nice to have. And I just keep signing fullbacks. I don't know what's wrong with me here. Another one, David Mikanovic, another fullback. This one also on the left-hand side this time. 900,000 I'm spending. I mean, we got plenty of money. It's no problem. But of course, if we don't get the money back at some point, it's gonna be a problem, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I think 900k is probably not that much for a guy like this. So yeah, he's gonna rival Ramirez, right? This is the guy that is gonna come in, so another second option, right? He's also gonna come in as an impact sub, 2.4k, gonna come in and rival Ramirez. So I think that's kind of interesting. Send him on the language course, squad registration, yes please. So another rivalry to Ramirez here, or the fullback areas. So we are very stacked in the fullback areas now, that's for sure. Let's go in and take a look at him. So there he is. Another one that is not quite that adept to defending, But what he is, he's very, I mean, like Ramirez, extremely quick. Also, personality, realist, media friendly, not the best one, but realist is very good. So let's see, what weaknesses do we have here? Probably his jumping reach. His jumping reach is not great. We would like to see something better there. That is definitely where Ramirez got him beaten. I mean, Ramirez got this guy beaten all over the place, but don't get me wrong, this is also someone who is a lot younger than Ramirez. He's like 3 years younger than Ramirez, I think it is. How about we compare them? Compare Ramirez. Let's see, is he here? No, I need to go in here and find him. There he is. Oh, it's actually, it's not far from it. It is not far from it. I'm very happy with that. But yeah, Ramirez got him beaten in all spots, but he's not far from his level. And, oh, he's actually only 2 years older, Ramirez here. But yeah, still, very good, very good. I am happy with that one as well. Is there any other weaknesses that we can see here? Nah, not really. He's a very well-rounded player, this guy. Yeah, I know, I don't see any weaknesses, except from maybe the jumping reach and the, you know, maybe the passing on 8 and marking at 7, but it's not a big issue right now. And he's a Serbian, another Serbian. We got 2 Serbians now. And also, is that Bosnia and Herzegovina as a second nationality? Alright, well, there we go. More fullbacks. Alright, guys, I think that's gonna be it for today. Otherwise, I think they're gonna be way too long, these episodes. There is a lot of things going on in the background. We got a lot of new staff members that I'm gonna show you the next time. Also, more transfers, and I think we're also gonna sell some players here and there. It's gonna be a very busy summer, this one. A lot more busy than I thought when we started. But all of a sudden, with that under 23s in there, all of a sudden, yeah, things are looking different, so that's good. That's good news, very good news. But we are also spending a bit of our money. Let's actually take a quick look in here. We still got 18 million in the bank here. No, I mean, we don't have any kind of. We also got, we're actually up to 90 committed spending. I didn't even check that. So we are up to 90 committed spending, but that's with a couple of other transfers maybe also coming in. We're currently spending 74. So, yeah, I mean, we're getting up there. We're definitely getting up there, but it's not really a worry for me right now. I feel like with also either Champions League or the European League money, yeah, no problems at all. We're fine. And next season, the next season after that, when we get a new stadium, yeah, it's gonna be even better, because then we have also more fan money coming in. But that's next season, not this season. But anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you around next time when we do get into some friendlies and also just more transfers, business, and stuff like that. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying it. See you around next time.